Hi, Soul Family. I'm a little late this morning because I had to get working, but I'm in between calls. So let's see if I can get a reading out for us before the phone rings. Song on right now, Bad Romance, I Don't Want to Be Friends. That'd be me. I don't want to be friends. I want to be more than friends, right? I had some guy write to me last night and ask me about my connection with my friend Troy in Wisconsin, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, how did it go? You know, and I'm just like, he's my friend. He's not my love. You know, we had a karmic tie. That's it. You know, we dealt with it. And the person's like, you and I have a connection. And I said, no, we don't. I don't know you. And they said, yes, we do. And I said, it's not me. It's my light. You know, I'm telling you, it's so many people connect and say, oh yeah, we have a connection. No, it's not. And he says, no, it is. And he said, because I said that Troy and I had a past life connection and we dealt with it, and he said, you know, and he's just a friend, and he says, we have a past life connection. You were my slave in a past life. And I said, yeah, well, I'm not your fucking slave in this life. And he says, watch your manners. And I said, dude, I can use whatever manners I want. You came to my page, and I'm telling you, this is the end of our conversation. Goodbye. So, no, you and I do not have a connection. As I said, don't come to me with lies and deception, and don't come to me telling me that you know who I am in your past life. It's hard enough for us to figure out our own past lives. I don't listen to what other people tell me about my past life. Very funny. Okay, so we're going to use this new deck, the Akashic Tarot, the one we used yesterday. I like it. I like reading the cards. I'm making a new crystal cluster here. And I've got, I'm liking it. Amethyst and green, I think it's green citrine. I'm not even certain what it is right now. I'll have to look and see. It's beautiful though, and that giant crystal charger on top. And then I'm going to add my emerald, my raw emerald that I kept calling a jade yesterday. It's going to be a big one. Woo! I like it. It's feeling very powerful. I went to sleep last night with my Amazonite and my rose quartz in my hand, and it was causing issues for me. It was. I had very disruptive sleep for some reason with that combination. I find that interesting. So tonight I'm going to pick up my smoky quartz because, as I said, I have these people coming in that I want to block. I want to be able to sleep properly. And my new glasses, yeah, they fit my eyes correctly, but they pinch the bridge of my nose. They don't work. So this is the third time, and it's like, you know what? I'm not going to settle on something that doesn't feel right. So I got to go back again. And I'm sure that they think I'm a complete pain in the ass because they've gone through, you know, glasses after glasses. I've had, what, 1, 2, 3 different types of glasses, and none of them work. So I don't know if that means I have to go to contacts or what I have to do, but I can't stand this. It hurts. I leave them on, and they hurt my face. They hurt my nose. They pinch. And I'm not going to settle. So it's kind of like if something doesn't fit or feel right, if it doesn't fit you, don't settle. I don't care if it's annoying to other people. I'm not going to settle. I want the best, right? I want what's comfortable for me, what works for me, and what feels good for me. And if I don't have all of those things, I'm not settling, whether I'm annoying to you or not, right? So think about that in your life. You know, what did I say? I said yesterday, I want that man of the forest. I want that king. I don't want a fucking knight. I don't want a page. I want a king. And if I don't have a king standing in front of me, I don't take any of them. That's my choice. I don't care if you think we have a past life together. I'm not drawn to you, and you're not in my physical presence giving me what I deserve. We're not a team, right? I'm loyal to my team. I'm loyal to my twin, the energetic spiritual twin. And then the one that comes forward with all of those connections with me, that's the one that goes with me, and that's the one I go with, no one else. Alrighty, upside down. Okay, the garden. So let's look at it upside right first of all. Okay, so you see this girl and this boy, and they're in the garden of roses. If it was upright, 5 is big changes, right? There's a significant change rumbling through your life at this moment. It's a good idea to call upon spirit for help with these changes. Okay, so that's what the number 5 signifies. Now, this little boy, he's got a spyglass and he's looking ahead. You know, he's got like what are those things, a telescope? And then she's got a magnifying glass and she's looking at this butterfly. She's looking at up close. The garden, they're inside a gated garden. They're inside It's fenced in. So she's focusing on something very intently, but he's looking forward in like outside ahead. So there's something going on. There's a disruption between the way they're looking at things. She's looking at things up close, really intently, and he's looking further ahead. They're not seeing eye to eye. Neither one are looking at the same thing. So there's a problem between siblings. They're not seeing things. He's got bare feet on that grass. Bare feet. Unable to walk on anything difficult. I mean, he couldn't walk on rocks or go on a sharp, he couldn't go outside of that soft garden with his feet uncovered. His feet aren't covered. So he's unable to walk forward from where he's at, even though he's from a distance. So he's looking at something from a distance, and he's gated in. It's a very beautiful place. It's almost like he's being kept inside this gated area. She's satisfied looking at what's in front of her, but he's not. He's dissatisfied. He wants what's at a distance to him, and he can't seem to get out. He's not equipped. He doesn't have something on his feet. Your feet are how you move forward in life. So he's not prepared to move forward, to go after what he wants. It's outside of that gated, beautiful, lush surroundings. These look like wealthy children. They're in a very beautiful place, but he's not happy where he is. She is. She's happy where she is. So maybe right now there are problems going on with your kids. There's issues with your children. They need your support. Maybe your children are causing problems in your life. Or are you a parent who is keeping a child from moving forward? Are you interfering with your child? Have you removed the child's shoes so they're unable to move forward? And your child could be 40. Is this a situation where you're interfering too much? One child is happy with the situation, but the other one is not. He doesn't want to be where he's at. He's looking outside. So this could be your own inner child. This could be looking at two adults. And there's something to do with their childhood issues this one is focusing on a butterfly. So the butterfly is the transformation change. She's happy with what she sees. I see this transformation taking place. This butterfly, it's already blossomed and it's beautiful. I'm looking at it very closely. I'm very intent on this. I'm not seeing what's in front of me. I'm constantly looking out. Are you overanalyzing? Is there something to do with your childhood that has caused you to be unable to move forward? And you're overanalyzing things, and you're looking ahead to see what's going to come. You're afraid of what's coming. There's so many different messages that come up with this because a significant change is taking place, and it's always for the better. She's confident. She's happy. She's focused. You're not prepared. You feel like you're being kept somewhere, kept away from someone, or from going, or you want to go where you want something that you can't have. But you're the one who has to put your shoes on and move forward. If you want to go out there and see what's out there, go put your shoes on. Man up. So many things. Either family is interfering and keeping people apart. One of the children is happy, the other one is not. One is overanalyzing and going outside themselves. This one is focused on the transformation and is very happy with it. There's so many messages here. There's a bench that you can rest on. You're not rested. You're up on your feet. Maybe you're looking ahead to see what's possible. It's very thick, that forest outside, and inside. I've been in gardens like this in England. It's a private garden. So think about you tending your own garden, your own personal garden. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful garden. The work has been done inside this garden. It's gorgeous. but now you're wanting to go outside of that. So maybe you've done your work and you're getting ready to go outside, but you're still not prepared. You don't have your shoes on. You got to put your shoes on. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't have anything else coming forward right now. I want to see what else comes up in the reading. It might give us an idea about what that's in regards to. I'm also going to pull a card from our past life oracle because that person was talking to me about being in my past life. And I know I've seen past lives, and I will tell you that I've seen both my friend Troy and my twin in my past lives several times. So we have had past lives together. And just because you have a past life with somebody doesn't mean that you're meant to be with them. There are lessons, and sometimes there are karmic ties that need to be wrapped up. As I said, my friend Troy was the catalyst to get me to go to Wisconsin so that I could meet my soul family. It wasn't about him. It was about me, and it was about the people that I met there. So sometimes we feel like, oh, that's my soulmate, I'm supposed to be with them. No, a soulmate is there to bring you lessons. It's there to teach you about yourself. It's, there's a lot of different reasons. It could be just like I said, it was a past life tie. There definitely was. But that wasn't where I was meant to go. And for a long time, I believed that I was because of the connection. It was so strong. But it wasn't a connection between him and I that was so strong. It was him pulling me there. And when my twin showed up in Sedona, that connection was strong. And I was told that was coming. And I didn't want to let go of the past. When he came to me in Sedona, I said, no, I feel like my twin soul is this other person. Because when my twin asked me, because I had this strong connection. But it wasn't about that. It was a karmic tie. And it was ties that needed to be tied up, cleared up. I needed to learn things. Sometimes, we don't understand why things are happening or why we're connecting at the time that we are. That's why no one's going to tell me who I'm connected to in my past life because I'm working through it myself, right? I believe that my friend Troy and I had this past life connection. Well, we did, but he wasn't my twin soul. He was just a past life tie. And when my twin, and I was described about the one that was coming forward, this was someone that I had been connected with for 20 years. At that time, I think it was like 15. And we'd always had this connection. See, as I'm talking to you right now, my heart chakra is spinning. So I'm connecting to him right now. But there were lessons that needed to be learned. And I asked last night, I talked to my twin, and I said, why did this happen? Where did you go? You used to know our connection. You came to me. We connected on so many levels. Where did you go? What happened? But there were lessons that needed to be learned. Just like when I went to Wisconsin, I had to figure things out over there. They weren't what I thought they were. But I did connect with my soul family. Troy's family is my soul family. He's just not my twin soul. And my twin is off doing his work, and I feel the connection so strong, it's right up in my throat right now. I'm very loyal to what I believe. Now, yes, I believe that I was supposed to be connected to this person, Troy. And I was, but not in the way that I thought. Now, what's interesting is I pulled up 2 cards. One in reverse and one that we got yesterday. So there's an ending that's taken place, as I said. And in the upright condition, that tree has been split right down the middle. There has been something that has ended. 8, the infinity symbol, that you have everything that you need. Everything you needed will be brought to you in whatever that is. It's abundance. It's also, think about the infinity symbol, it's a connection. It's an unending connection. So right now, lightning has struck from the heavens, right down in that middle of that family tree. So, and the water represents emotions, and the rain, the heavy rain, emotion falling down. Heavy emotion, dark, stormy skies, lightning striking straight from heaven, wrapping around that family tree. But you see that it's been raining for a while. This has been happening for a while. This isn't just, the rain didn't just flash, this isn't a flash flood. It's pooled up. There's a lake there that's already, so it's been raining for a while. Something's splitting apart. Something is breaking apart. So there's definitely deep emotion, heavy emotion. Something has happened that's caused great pain and grief, a loss, disappointment. And it's been going on for a while. This could be the loss of a career, a relationship, a friendship. And you look at this and you think, no, this lightning just struck. Yeah, the lightning just struck, like the final tower finally just fell. But it's been going on for a while. Look how much rain there is pooled up down there. You've known that there's been problems. I've known. I felt it, right? Maybe you haven't been willing to acknowledge it, but now you need to accept the situation. There's always a blessing out of something that's an ending, but there is something that brings an ending. And after that ending, a new beginning starts. So when the rain comes, it's about cleaning away what's unnecessary. Now, the Three of Roses, you see this little baby in a field with little fairies all around. 3 fairies. 3 means coming full circle, completion. In the upright condition, this is a very positive, very happy. Look at the water. There's water splashing in front. It looks like there's like a river that's going by because the water is coming up. So the emotion still is churned up, right, in that situation. But when you, so here you see the elementals, the fairies. People, you know, if there's fairies, there's angels, there's elementals, and they're playing with this one. When I was in Sedona, I saw the elementals. A lot of people don't believe in them. I don't really care. I do. I saw them. The fairy lights dancing around, right? The ones that come from the earth. And when you look at what's going on here, you see a lot of elements happening. You see fire around the fairies, right? You see there's fire around the fairies. You see water. You see the earth, fire. You see the wind blowing the clouds. So there's all the elements that are represented here. And this is a positive when it's in the upright condition. But in the reverse condition, you see this child, so there's a split. There's a split in a family. We saw that tree. That's why it happened. There's a split in this family tree. There's going to be maybe your inner child. There's something about you that's breaking away from within. It could be, like I said, a past life tie that was broken. It could be, I mean, it's a serious split. That lightning bolt is not funny. You may have felt, I've lost my inner, my happiness of this childhood innocence. I've lost my innocence. Whatever's happened, it's taken the innocence from me. Maybe what I've seen or what has happened has taken this innocence from me. Because these 2 cards go together, and this is in the reverse condition. If you take this child this way, the water's pouring down. You see it coming down? So there it is there, pouring down. So that your innocence, your childhood, something from your childhood has happened. There's a split in this family because of what has happened in your childhood. And it's been great pain and brought great emotion. Maybe, as we saw before, those 2 children that were in that locked garden, one was being kept from something. So has a family gotten in the way and kept someone from moving forward, taken their shoes off and not allowed them to move forward because of something that occurred in their, maybe it's not someone that's specifically doing it, maybe they have, if they haven't manipulated them emotionally, maybe it's something that's happened because of what happened in their childhood that they haven't been able to move forward because of this. So song right now, nothing's holding me back. There's nothing holding me back. Okay, I gotta hear this song. There's a message to this. It's Shawn Mendes. There's nothing. Funny that I heard it just before the song stopped. So it's like you're getting it just before it's over. So I want to follow where she goes. I think about her and she knows it. That's the one standing in the field that's looking across, outside of where they are. They're a distance from someone. I want to let it take control. Every time she gets closer, she pulls me in enough to keep me guessing. Maybe I should stop and start confessing. I've been shaking. I love it when you go crazy. There's nothing holding me back. Okay, inside that, in that gated-in family, there's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation, manipulate my decisions. So you get inside his head. She says she's never afraid. Just picture everybody naked. She doesn't like to wait, not into hesitation. But he was hesitating. He didn't have his shoes on, right? He didn't have the proper shoes to move forward. Why? Because something may have happened in his childhood that caused him to hold back. But now there's something that's changing. He's recognizing she knows me, even though we're not in each other's presence. I feel her. The connection is there. There's a song playing right now. I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out. I give different names. Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. This is interesting. Mr. Blurry Face. Mr. Blurry Face. Okay, this makes sense with these cards. So 21 Pilots, it's called Stressed Out. I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that was new. Okay, so the message is, this is when I was young, and it makes you go back. This person is insecure. I was told when I get older, my fears would shrink. So when this is what's happened. Something's happened because of something that's happened in their childhood. They thought when they got older, the fears would disappear, but they didn't. My name's Blurry Face. I care what you think. So they're stuck in their childhood. That one that's staying inside that gated fence and not moving forward, not having shoes on their feet, looking out, wanting something that's outside of themselves, but not going there. I wish we could turn back time to when our mama sang us to sleep. See, it's about childhood issues. But now we're stressed out. We wish we could go back to the good old days. But now we're stressed out. Sometimes a certain smell takes me back to when I was young. So it's like something's pushing a button and it's taking you back to a time that was difficult, right? I can't identify where it's coming from. There's maybe a past life issue. Maybe it's a past life issue, or not necessarily in childhood. You know, how come I never able to identify? I'd make a candle out of it if I could, which means I'd light my own way if I could figure out what it is. I'd try to sell it. It would be to my brother because we have the same nose, same clothes. A stone's throw from a creek we used to roam, but it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. One of treehouse homes or student loans, we would take the latter. So you want the treehouse. They want to go back to when it was simple. They want to go back to when it was easy, before they started getting so caught up in making money. My name's Mr. Blurry Face, and I care what you think. So this person is insecure. This person is feeling like, is it all about my money? Is it all about that? I want to go back to when it was simple, when I wasn't thinking about that stuff. I want to go back to times when before. So it talks about we used to pretend and give each other different names. So somebody is not being who they truly are. They're representing themselves in a different way. They used to pretend, build a rocket ship and fly to the moon, fly far away, dreams of outer space. Remember the things that you dreamed about, the things that you knew that you could do when you were younger, but now you're so stressed out and you're thinking about work that you can't move forward. And you're stuck about what everyone thinks about you. Whether I have a good job, whether I'm making enough money, the position in the company. I'm stuck on my insecurities from childhood. Something happened that came down, and it's come like a bolt lightning, like an epiphany that came from spirit. Boom, it shook my family tree right to the core, and it's grabbed around this family tree. There's something that has happened. There's been a lot of heavy emotion that you've been holding on to, and spirit may be coming to light it up and say it's time to let that go. Put on your shoes, move forward, let that go. Let go of what you've been holding on to from the past. Because right now, this isn't happening. You're not a happy child. You're not happy holding on to your dreams. You're inside that gated fence looking forward at something that's outside, and you're not moving forward. You're not content to sit there and look at the transformation that's taking place. You're not focused on what's in front of you. You're constantly looking ahead. Maybe you're overanalyzing. You're worried about, if I do this, what will happen if I go outside of the gate? And Spirit's saying, you have everything you need. This is about definitely the shaking to your core. But there has been way too much remunerating over the past and holding on to this sadness, this flood of emotion that's been coming down. There has definitely been a split. There will be a separation that's taking place here. Damn. Okay, I'm going to go to the past life cards because I'm going to see maybe why this happened. Why are you stuck in the past? Why are you holding on to an issue from childhood? Is that issue what's been keeping you from moving forward? But the song says there's nothing holding you back. So this is something that's in your mind. This is a past life thing, or this is childhood issues that you have not been able to release, childhood fears. This could be something that happened, or there could be issues that happened to a child that have hurt you, maybe you as a child, or as I said, there could be controlling parents that are not allowing you to move forward. They're hobbling you. They're taking the shoes off of your feet. They're keeping you in this gilded cage, overprotecting their children. Are you doing that? Are you overprotecting your children so that they're not able to walk outside of that perfectly groomed garden, so they feel like they're not equipped to move forward? Or are you feeling that you're not equipped? You're used to have everything being so sheltered and to step out on my own, even though I found something terrible that's happened. There's a split in my family tree. Or maybe there's been a divorce, and one child went with one parent and one went with the other, and one is not happy where they're at. Correct for neutrality. Okay, so communal living. Interesting. Communal living. So you go back in time to when you're used to living. I've been to places like this, like in Montezuma's Well in Sedona, and they lived as part of a community. So in a past life, you had this kind of relationship where you lived on, maybe you lived, well, it was communal living of some sort, like a monastery. So you may have taken a vow of chastity. Maybe you are somebody that has not allowed yourself to move forward in love and in romance because you have a past life as a monk, a vow of chastity. And so you've not allowed your heart to allow love in. Or you may feel like you're being kept as a monk. Maybe you feel that money is holding you back. You don't have the money to move forward. You're troubled by money issues. Or maybe you don't feel like you're supported. Because you're used to communal living. You're used to giving, everybody gives, everybody brings to the table. So in this life, you're trying to figure out how to find the balance between a give and take. I'm not responsible for everybody. Maybe you feel responsible for your family. You've got a dysfunctional family that's caused problems. They've hobbled you. They've kept you from moving forward because you feel this responsibility to take care of everyone else because you have a past life of living in this way. So you haven't learned how to give and take. You haven't learned how to move forward in your own life because you're so busy taking care of everyone else. So you got to figure out how to find the balance between give and take, between the individual, your own personal needs, and the needs of others. Maybe you're giving too much to everybody else and you're not giving to yourself. You've got this beautiful, rich family that you're living in this beautiful house and garden, but you don't even have shoes on your feet. I don't have the shoes on my feet to move forward. I have a beautiful outfit on, I have a beautiful garden, but I don't have any shoes on my feet. Why? Why don't I have any shoes on my feet? I'm like a beggar. Do I feel like I have to beg for love? Do I have to feel like I have to earn it? Do I feel like I have to achieve a certain point in my life before I'm allowed to move forward in my life? Because I lived in this communal living in a past life where I felt like I had to give everything of myself to everyone. It was all equal taking. But what is it that you're needing to figure out? Are you wanting to live in more of a communal situation? A tribe. You need your soul tribe. Maybe you have not allowed yourself to go and meet your soul tribe. You don't have your shoes on because the shoes on, okay, so you would have gone barefoot back in the day, right? If you were Indian, barefoot, or then the moccasins at the very most, but barefoot. I'm thinking barefoot and pregnant. Has somebody kept you barefoot and pregnant? Has somebody kept you from moving forward? It's a past life tie, a karmic tie. Something about your past life has to do with communal living. It's kept you barefoot, not moving forward. It's kept you in a poverty mindset, or a fear of poverty, a fear of never having enough, focusing on too much on the physical. Maybe your job, because you're in this monastery, or you're in this tribe, or you're in this community, and you work, but what you work goes to everyone. It doesn't just go for you. So you feel like you are responsible for everyone else, not just you. And we're not responsible for anyone else. We're only responsible for ourselves and the family that we choose to take on. Not the family that is given us, but that we choose. And sometimes it's not our birth family, because we saw a lightning bolt was coming down and splitting that family in half. That family tree was splitting. Children were moving from that family. There was a separating work going on. You may have been raised a certain way, but now spirit is separating you. And it's a sharp force. It's lightning bolt that's cutting through that family tree. Whatever it is that's happened, and you are no longer responsible for keeping everyone else happy. Just like Mr. Blurryface, you don't have, you want things to go back to when they were simple, but they can go back to when they were simple, to when you didn't have to have the fancy clothes and the big car. You have the responsibility of yourself only, and moving forward. You need to figure out what your concept of money and individual earnings and support is for you in this lifetime, not what it was for you in a past lifetime. Cut the vows of poverty, cut the vows of chastity, cut the vows of community where you had to give to everyone and you didn't just take care of yourself. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. You aren't living there now. Okay? I'm going to ask for one more. Correct for neutrality. Song right now. I'm just protecting my soul. I'm never going to let you close to me, even though you mean the most to me, because every time you leave, because it hurts. So that's a family. Somebody has not been there for someone, and so now they're protecting themselves. They are using that lightning bolt that has split that family tree, and they are moving outside of that gilded cage. They are putting on their shoes and they're leaving. That's what this song is saying. There has been a great deal of sadness. It's been happening for a long time. Every time you hurt me, the less that I cry. Every time you leave me, the quicker my tears dry. See those tears that have been coming down and pooling up? Every time you walk out, the less it hurts. We don't stand a chance. It's sad, but it's true. I'm way too good at goodbye. So someone is leaving that family unit. They are separating themselves. They realize something has happened that's caused them great pain, and they've been hurt over and over and over. And they have been kept inside that gated place, being kept apart from where they wanted to go. They knew where they wanted to go. They wanted to go outside that gate. They were looking outside of that gate. They weren't content to stay inside that gilded cage like their sister or their little brother was satisfied. I'm not satisfied, and you've kept me from moving forward, and I've now realized this, and I'm going to stop this, and now I'm protecting my soul, and I'm separating myself from you. That's what's going on. You've been enlightened. Oh, no fucking kidding. And here's the message right now. And this is the reason it's happened. Karmic relationship. As I said, I had karmic ties. You have been involved in a karmic relationship. Whether this is in your family, whether this is clearly a love karmic relationship is what they're showing. But there are definitely karmic ties to different people in your life. Right now, someone is, it's war. Look at war. He's going off to war. She's saying goodbye. So there is something that somebody is holding on to, something from the past. Look how old this is. This is past life. This isn't now. There's a toxic relationship that you are attached to that you need to cut yourself free from, because you've got a recurring destructive pattern that's replaying over and over again. There have been imbalances in your past life. And that's why you come together in this life. Like Troy and I came together to end a past life. That was the connection. It was past. It wasn't this life at all. There was no connection between the two of us, not like my twin and I. So in this case, there's a reunion, because look at these ones love each other. So there is a reunion coming with the beloved one, the soulmate from your past life. A romantic partner from your past, or maybe even in this life that's coming back. But it's going to be bringing you joy. Look at the love between these two. So if this has been a question for you, was this a karmic relationship? Yes, it was. Is this a karmic relationship? Yes, it is. And with that healthy past life relationship and a healthy karmic tie with someone, it makes you feel good. You feel good about one another. You feel relaxed. You're comfortable in each other's company, like these two are. But when it's a past life that needs to be cut, you're uncomfortable. It's like the splitting in that family tree. That family tree that happened, there was a disconnect in a family tree. So it could have been a family, past life family. But it is splitting. It's the end of a karmic relationship. And you need to release that in order for you to have the love in this life that's standing in front of you. There's definitely past life healing that needs to take place. Song right now, Sugar. Listen to this song. I'm gonna give you and then I gotta go. Sugar, Robin Schultz. This is funny. It's not Sugar by Maroon 5. Okay. She's got cherry lips and angel eyes. She knows exactly how to tantalize. She's out to get you. Danger by design. Cold-blooded vixen. She don't compromise. Something mystical in colored lights. So far from typical, but take my advice. Before you play with fire, don't think twice. If you get burned, don't be surprised. Got me lifted higher than the ceiling. Baby, it's the ultimate feeling. You got me lifted. How did you get so fly? Love how you entice with the right amount of spice. Charming, alluring, everyone's desire. She's out to get you. You can't run, you can't hide. Something mystical in colored lights. Far from typical, but take my advice. Before you play with fire, do think twice. And if you get burned, don't be surprised. Okay, so there is definitely something that's pulling you. There's an enticement, there's a tantalization, and there's no compromising. It's like with me, I'm taking the best or none. If I don't get it all, I want none of it. But if you play with fire, so if you're going to mess around with somebody, don't be surprised if you get burned. Don't fuck around with somebody who knows where they're going and what they want. This one is tantalizing someone. This one is mystical. This one is connected energetically, and this one is wanted by another. But if this person has anything to do with the connection, if they have any idea of who they are and where they're going, they're a galactic explosion, and they won't go anywhere that they don't want to go and that they're not connected. So if you're going to fucking play with fire and try to manipulate and try and keep people apart, you're going to pay with that karma. Don't play with fire or you will get burned. And this has to do with everything that we've been talking about. There is a karmic relationship that is meant to happen. And if you are getting in between it and trying to stop it, you will deal with the karma. There will be a galactic explosion. We saw that lightning bolt come straight from heaven and wrapping around that tree and split it right down the middle. So nothing is going to stop a karmic relationship if it's meant to be, if it's on a positive, loving level. And if you're going to mess around with an old karmic tie that is destructive, you're going to get burned. There's your messages. Bam. All right, you guys, have a fabulous day. It's a cool day today. It's blue sky. Totally clear blue sky. It's a little bit of clouds over there, over the hill, but all blue skies ahead. Water's churned up a little bit. It's definitely crisper, but the wind is very, very calm. So take a think of that, about what's going on right now as far as your own physical and spiritual and emotional lives. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.